Hello everybody and welcome back to Attic Mutants and welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So this time I've been forced to do something a little bit different because it turns out when I was looking back at the Steam recording of this, it had not picked up any of my microphone. So I'm having to now do that separately. So for this dungeon we ended up going back into the world. This is quite a short excursion and you'll shortly discover the reason for that. In fact, you'll see it on the screen right now. If you look at my inventory, you've noticed I managed to forget to buy any torches, which is just great. I have no idea how I managed to do that. In fact, this entire series of dungeons I miss out a lot of items that I should have otherwise bought. I remember to bring the blight antidote. That's great. But yeah, there's no torches at all, so this is quite a short one. Also, I like this part of the fight. So one of the stressy bitches pushes me back, and then they pull Crendor straight back into the same position. So you can't ask for much better, really. So yeah, this was the first time using the Arbalist, which is why you can see me now checking out the skills. This one has Flare, which is a skill I've never actually seen before. But it's pretty good because it adds torch longevity and it removes any debuffs that you might have, which is all pretty cool. The Arbalist can only attack the last 3 characters. They can't hit the person in front, which is one of their main downsides, but they're very good at getting crits, as you just saw there. I think... oh no, I didn't call the Arbalist Stacy. This is Stacy now, which is our new Antiquarian. She's pretty darn useless. She's only there really to get more money from the excursion. She can add dodge to things, but she has no physical attacks whatsoever, and most of her stuff relies on her protecting herself. She has a heal, but it's only 1 or 2. It's not a good heal at all. So there's the Arbalist's healing, which actually makes it easier to heal subsequent characters, as you just saw there. It adds about 60%, I think, to the heal. I can't remember outside of the game. But yeah, so this fight's going pretty well. It's generally a shame that I forgot to bring the torches to this dungeon, because as you'll see, we managed to progress through it pretty quickly without any real problems whatsoever. There. These things happen. Didn't get a crit on that one, unfortunately. And yeah, just using the Antiquarian's terrible tiny little heal to just try and negate some of the damage that's been taken. I do really enjoy playing with Houndmasters. They're great, especially with another character that can mark. So they're very good with Arbalists. They're very good with Bounty Hunters, because they can also mark, because they do additional damage to marked creatures when you attack. Essentially, they're also good against anything that's beast. And there's not a huge amount of beasts in the world. It's mostly mushroom people, but you also get the grave nibblers, which are beasts. You also get the spiders, which are beasts, and stuff like that. Unfortunately, that coffin didn't contain anything, but at that stage I was pretty desperate just to search everything in the chance that there was a set of torches in there. Just moving back onto the original room and then onto the next area of this dungeon. Now, we were lucky in this instance because I believe this box did contain some torches. Well, it contained one torch, a torch. But that's better than none. Gave us a bit more life in this dungeon.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
And unfortunately walked straight into a trap.
Curious is the trap maker's art.
I'm pretty sure...
his efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
I'm pretty sure even watching that again, the trap wasn't there. Like, it wasn't visible on the path. It was just a random chance that I stumbled into it, I think. But then if it was a scouting chance, I wouldn't think so. So I guess I'm just really bad at seeing those specific traps. So yeah, as I said, the Hound is particularly good against anything with beasts, which is why I tried to harry them just in the hope that I would get them all out of the way. In retrospect, it's not a particularly good idea because these nibblers have a chance to give you diseases, so it's best to just get rid of them as quickly as possible. The Arbalist there again showing the brilliant crit chance that they have. See, I told you, illnesses. So he has now got haemophilia. I don't know what downsides that has, but it ain't good. You don't want that. No. There's more dodge buffing because that's all that you can do, Stacy. Why? Why are you like this? Yeah, the Arbalist again showing that they cannot attack anything that's right in the front. Can be a bit annoying.
Back to the pit.
Thankfully, it doesn't affect bosses much because they take up more than one section, so you can always hit a boss with an Arbalist. And we've run out of keys, but again, just desperately looking into everything because maybe there's a torch here, maybe not. You don't know. Just anything that can keep me inside this dungeon for another few minutes, so that I can hopefully get all of the room battles and get the thing done. So when the torch gets particularly low, it reduces your scouting chance, obviously, it reduces your surprise chance against monsters and increases monster surprise chance against you. It does also increase the possibility of loot, so it can be worth the risk, but my luck with this game has not been very good thus far and I don't want to push it. Again, using the blight to remove the problems that we had there, and just starting with an initial dodge buff to try and negate any damage done. Unfortunately, they are also pretty dodgy. Thankfully, she has bleed, and so will now die on the next turn.
Quickly the tide
And now we are
turns.
more susceptible to crits as well because of the low lighting.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
I really wish I knew what those madmen are saying. I can't quite decipher it. It sounds like gibberish, but if anyone does know and wants to put it in the comments, I would be very thankful to see that, but I'm probably not going to go out of my way to find it. Using the flare there to try and increase the amount of light that we've got going on in this situation. We don't have any, I've forgotten what they're called, the religious people, so we can't get the light up that way, which is how I would typically do it, and they're generally better at adding torch longevity, so just having to deal with what we've got, really. Got a crit, 2 crits on the healing. Just continuously trying to smash these guys down.
As
Another
the
crit.
fiend falls, a faint hope
Fantastic at getting
blossoms.
crits is Amari.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
So I remember now, the Mari, we actually originally had her as being a priest. I'm just going to call them a priest because I can't remember what they're actually called. But I already had 2 of those and really wanted an Arbalist. So I removed the priest and replaced it with an Arbalist called Mari, which is why the name is the same, but we've got a very different character this time round. So here I'm just checking to see who has the best trap chance. because we're trying to get rid of this trap that's here in front of us, and it turns out to be good old Krendor for some reason. We're up against some more beasties. Again, I probably should not have used the Harry straight away. It would have been much better to just kill off one of the grubs, or even possibly the spider, which is definitely something that the Houndmaster can do in this level 1 dungeon. Because they cause blight, and that's just, you know, that ain't fun.
Executed with impunity.
Here I'm correcting my mistake and just getting rid of that spider as quickly as possible. As you can see, he's very good at just getting rid of beasties.
Another one falls.
And a finishing crit to give everyone the good vibes that they need.
This expedition at least promises success.
So I think that's actually the last battle we encounter here. After that, I just proceed into the next few rooms again, desperately looking for torches, and we get another luggage crate here, which I think doesn't have anything in. We've run out of keys again. Oh, it did have some stuff in it. I stand corrected, it had a blight potion and a little artifact. Hunger starts to set in. Plenty of food, but need torches. And yeah, that's me just checking all of the downsides of low light conditions again, seeing if I could possibly continue. I'm pretty sure at this stage I decide that it's not going to be possible and just have to retreat and deal with the amount of money that I've got, because I don't want to deal with that next fight with the monsters having surprise. I'm in a team that doesn't have a huge amount of healing potential, and it don't look good. Yeah, there's just too many rooms left to clear, and we've already got a couple thousand in relics, so it's better off just to cut our losses.
Do not ruminate on this fleeting failure.
And as it happens, we didn't do too badly because we got a meditator and a hard skin out of everything, and a disease, which we'll have to deal with.